Welcome viewers, welcome players, welcome from Gamescom 2015. I'm Wolf.
My name is Anne and we're the hosts of Inside PlayStation, the German PlayStation show. And this is Jim Ryan, he's the president of Sony Computer Entertainment Europe. Hi, nice to have you.
Hi Anna. Hi Wolf.
Hi Jim. First of all, before we start actually, please introduce yourself to all the viewers who might not know you or your position.
Well, I think Anna already did it. I'm president of PlayStation Europe. I've been in the job for about 4 years now. I've been with PlayStation for over 20, so I'm quite an old man. And before we get going, I just wanted to thank you guys. You know, I hear yesterday it was 40 degrees here in Cologne, and you were very kind to lay on some beautiful English weather for me here. It's pouring down with rain, it's freezing.
Awesome.
I got wet coming in, it's great. It's very, very kind of you, thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
What we are going to do now is we're going to take a quick walk around the booth and look at all the titles you can play here at Gamescom. And one question would be, why are we doing this? Why are we not having a regular press conference sort of thing?
Well, the thing with the press conference is that it has to fit into like a global calendar with many other things, with Tokyo Game Show and with E3. And the sad thing this year was that E3 was a week late and Gamescom is a week earlier than it was last year. So that meant that the window between the two events just wasn't wide enough for us to be able to put on the sort of show that we really like to put on. So, you know, we're really committed to Gamescom. We love the show. You know, we're not saying we'll never be back in the future if the diary stars realign. We'd love to come again because Cologne is one of my favorite cities. But, you know, one of the good things about all of this is that it does give me the opportunity to actually come and do this sort of thing and to actually see the show for myself, see it getting set up. I mean, it's just massive. I was just, you know, I came in and I like this. So, you know, it's just fantastic to have this opportunity to do this today and to share my view of the show with all of you viewers.
Yeah, sure.
The great thing is we are actually one day before we officially start the Gamescom, so we have some quiet time. There's not that much people
nobody's
around.
here already.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Pretty good. So there's just one thing I want to say. We talked to users who said, send out some questions, and the first question was, what is it like to be the president of Sony Europe?
Well, you know, it's a really tough job that I have. I get into work. I get into work about 11 o'clock in the morning. I have a coffee. We talk about football with the guys. I have another coffee. We play a bit of Call of Duty. I have some lunch, and then the afternoon is FIFA time most of the day.
That sounds awesome.
And then I do that, and then I go home. So, you know, I have a tough job. It's really tough.
I want to have your job next.
So, shall we move on?
Let's move.
Of course.
Are you, so can I say, are you responsible for all this? This is a massive booth, there's a lot of things going on. Are you the one who signed all of this?
Well, at the end of the day, I signed the check. You know, I wasn't responsible for the screen.
All right.
But before we jump in and look at all the games, I want to show you something very special. This is a, I think, 2 meters high model of the Cologne Cathedral by a young artist called Olansky. I talked to him yesterday, he's a very nice dude. And obviously PlayStation has always been a big part of Gamescom, just like Gamescom is now a big part of Cologne. And now you have to tell us, what is your personal relationship to Gamescom?
Well, a little bit about Cologne, first of all. You know, I first came when I was about 13, and I love the city. I think the cathedral is a very beautiful building, and it's well represented here with this lovely model. And, you know, with the river and all of that, it's a great city. But, you know, Gamescom has been held here in Cologne now for 7 years. And it just gets bigger and bigger and better every year. And, you know, it's really great to have a European event And it is a European event. Gamescom is a truly European event that is kind of faces off against E3, held in North America, and Tokyo Game Show, obviously in Japan. So it's, you know, it's it's been great to watch it grow and become big and significant, and the journalists come and the retailers come, and you know, most of all the consumers come, and you know, watching them enjoy the games, just fantastic.
Would you say this is the main difference between E3 and Gamescom?
The most important fact is that consumers are here, and that's great because you have a chance to see them enjoy the games and, you know, see how they play the games, which ones they enjoy most, and we actually learn a lot through, you know, watching and you know, making observations about what people are doing.
Okay, so let's see the games, and let's talk about games. This is the lovely made-up forest from Tearaway. Careful. How would you describe Tearaway? Because it's quite an unusual game. I wouldn't know how to describe it very shortly.
Yeah, it is an unusual game. It's quite a hard game to describe. You know, obviously a lot of people know about Tearaway because the game was first published on the PlayStation Vita, and you know, it reviewed really well. But you know, we are really happy to bring this game to PlayStation 4, and we consider that we have some unfinished business with Tearaway, and we want to take this rather niche franchise and turn it into something that's really big and really massive, and get the sort of full marketing power that goes behind PlayStation 4 associated with Tearaway. And you know, the things like, it is one of the best games to demonstrate the true functionality of the DualShock 4. It's the things you can do with the DualShock 4 and Tearaway are you know, very cool and very different.
You have battled through the storm and inspired us to create a new tale. The message must become a messenger. At last, now a real story can begin.
And the guys behind this game are the geniuses at Media Molecule. Can you talk about the guy? Who comes up with this stuff?
Well, you know, these guys, their minds work in most interesting ways. And one of the things when you start working with a studio like Media Molecule is, you know, you can't be too strict with things like deadlines, and you can't be too prescriptive and say you have to do this, you have to make your game in this particular way. You know, you have to let the creative process just take its own path to a certain extent.
They're free spirits.
They're somewhat free spirits, yeah. And you know, we saw that obviously with Little Big Planet, with that series of games which did things that, you know, really nobody has done before or since. Tearaway, you know, going in a different direction, and like I say, you know, using the DualShock 4 in all sorts of wonderful ways. The touchpad at the top, the light bars, you know, really
it's very unique.
Really unique. And you know, obviously the most recently announced initiative was Dreams, which we saw just a little taster of at E3. And you know, you asked me what that game's about. I haven't got a clue.
No, that's not true.
I think it's going to be.
You do have a clue. Come on.
Well, you know, but I'd have to kill you if I told you what it was.
Maybe it would be worth it.
Killing you, Wolf, would be okay, but I couldn't kill Anna. That would be really.
This is my last show.
So you know, Dreams we'll be hearing more about in the weeks and months to come. But rest assured, it will be as different as everything else that these guys have done.
Okay. And can we expect to see more games with this fun gimmicky stuff, like using the DualShock controller and the camera?
Well, you know, that's one of the things about having a great innovative studio as part of the Sony stable. You know, they do stuff that's cool and different, and kind of show the way for other developers and publishers to say, hey, and they look at this stuff and say, hey, that's the sort of thing that's possible with this controller, and why don't we try some stuff? So yeah, we're very hopeful that when they see what's been done with Tearaway, they look and they learn.
Okay. Right.
We have to wait and wonder.
Yeah.
So
this was it for Tearaway. Next we're gonna talk about this guy. This is Ryu, and this is gonna be about Street Fighter V. There's one question I really would like to ask. As you might know, Street Fighter is a 30-year-old series, and now it's going to be exclusively on PS4. How come? How's that?
Well, you know, we have a really good and long-standing relationship with the guys at Capcom, and you know, they were particularly excited by some of the functionality and the features of PlayStation 4 and applying those in the context of this wonderful, venerable, and yet now very contemporary franchise. So, you know, we were really delighted to have the opportunity to work with them to do that, and very, very happy and excited about the game releasing early next year.
So from a game with a lot of history, we're gonna enter the future, talking about Project Morpheus.
Yep.
A great transition.
Yeah.
So obviously VR, virtual reality, is going to be a big topic for PlayStation. Virtual reality isn't that new of a thing. There has been attempts to recreate virtual reality games in the past. They weren't that successful, obviously. So what has changed? Why is it going to work now?
Well, I think something like virtual reality is very much a function of technology, and you know, certainly in the context. Whoa! Somebody enjoyed the game.
That's virtual reality.
Awesome! Awesome!
That was great. Where was I? In the context of PlayStation. Previous generations of PlayStation simply would not have been capable of doing, you know, what Morpheus now is capable of. So we really had to wait till the time was right, and now the time is most definitely right.
I'm very excited to try it out
Me too.
myself. Is there any chance I will be able to play Kitchen right here? Because I heard a lot about Kitchen.
You know, I don't think you're tough enough, Wolf. I think Anna certainly will be tested. Put the headset back. You think that scream that you heard a little bit ago, that would be nothing compared to
that
what
was
he comes
actually
up
me. But isn't the virtual reality more of a single-player experience? Can I actually experience it with all of my friends?
You can. You know, we got this functionality now where you can be. Well, you can play games like Rigs, where you're simply, you know, 3 or 4 of you will have the virtual reality headset on, and you'll be playing against each other, and that is unbelievable. You know, playing against your friend in virtual reality. That's very cool. But also the functionality where you have the Morpheus on, and you can play against somebody else who is simply playing against the TV, playing against you on the TV screen using the DualShock without Morpheus. So there are a number of possibilities. It's a social experience, and for us, the social thing is very much at the heart of the PlayStation 4. You know what PlayStation 4 stands for.
Okay, we're very excited, and I'm still up to the task of playing Kitchen. So. This is what we talked about. A lot of people are playing on the Morpheus at the same time. What the hell is going on behind us?
Yeah, that's a good question, Wolf. It's a little dark, so viewers may not be able to see, but what you have here is VR Playroom, which is a great compendium of kind of fun little games as an introduction to Morpheus. And you have an example of what I was talking about. There's one person there, I don't know if it's a gentleman or a lady, wearing a Morpheus who's,
it is a lady.
who's playing, you can see they're having a great time, but then playing against 3 of her friends who are just using the DualShock floor. So this is one of the permutations of multiplayer that is possible with Project Morpheus. And you know, this kind of social aspect that I was talking about is really something that you don't see on any of the other virtual reality initiatives that are, you know, out there in the market at the moment. So it's one of the reasons that we feel that what we have is quite unique.
Another question a lot of viewers are interested in, I have to ask it, is it going to be expensive? If I want to have this experience.
Well, we've yet to make any statement about price or you know, exact release date. All we've said is that it will be released in the first half of calendar 2016. You know, PlayStation has a very long track record of making sure that we don't launch something until everything makes sense for us, and particularly for the consumer, and part of that is making sure that we have the right price and the right value proposition.
Okay, great.
There's actually one question I got. There was not much going on at E3 with Morpheus. Is there any reason, or do you want to spare this for Gamescom?
No, you know, one of the reasons was to keep some of the great game demos for Gamescom.
Yeah, sure.
The other thing is, it's, you know, in terms of the of the press event at E3, it's just something that's rather difficult to demonstrate on a big stage in front of 3,000 people. It's much better to demonstrate Morpheus in this sort of setting, and you know, difficult, as I say, to do that in front of all those people.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. So a lot of games coming up still, so let's get moving.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
Let's step the pace up a little bit.
So this is something I really did not expect when I watched the E3 press conference. This is a complete new IP out of the sudden, and especially developed from Guerrilla Games. Can you talk about it a little more?
Yeah, I mean, this was a real treat and a delight at E3 because Guerrilla Games, you know, one of the very best studios at Sony Computer Entertainment, been making Killzone games for a number of years now, you know, with great success, great critical acclaim, and I think the studio has been incredibly brave to, you know, take something that was very successful and stop it and try something completely new. And you know, very excited by this, taking a great studio like that with something completely new, completely different. And let's see, it's coming next year, and everybody at Sony is really excited about it.
For how long do you know this is coming? When was the first time you heard about this game?
Well, you know, maybe a year or two back I saw some presentations about it, and then just about a year ago we had a meeting actually at the Guerrilla Studios, and Herman Holst, who runs Guerrilla, he showed us some of the early artwork, which was very intriguing and very exciting. And then to make the jump from there about a year ago into, you know, this wonderful demo that we saw at E3, and you know, the game winning multiple awards at the show. It was very exciting, and it's one of the nice things about our industry. You know, watching something that starts from a teeny little idea that, a tiny little acorn, and then turns into a great big oak tree before too long.
So what did you think when you saw all this for the first time? What was in your mind?
You know, whenever something new comes along, you are excited, but at the same time nervous about whether or not it's going to work. So it's a sort of balance of many conflicting emotions.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, I always wondered, what was the pitch of this game like? Was it like, guys, we had a great idea, we're gonna make a game about robo dinosaurs and sold? That's gonna be the game. Great, do it right now. How was that?
No, you know, the budgets that are involved in making a game for PlayStation 4, a new game from a studio like Guerrilla, are so very considerable that there's an awful, and particularly when it's a new IP and something that's very risky, very new, very different. The discussions are long and intensive. You know, the creative people have a certain opinion, and then the marketing people have a certain opinion, and then the suits like me have a certain opinion, and so you have a lot of discussions before you make the decision to commit a very large sum of money.
The time for discussion is ended now. The time for screams begins, because we got another game with Dawn in the title. Let's go to Until Dawn.
Oh, what a terrible game.
Bad.
I'm gonna let myself out, thanks.
Bad.
Hey Josh, no hot water's kinda a major oversight, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you just gotta fire up the boiler. It's in the basement.
And now we're at my favorite booth. I have to say, yeah, really.
Oh,
you're gonna see why in a couple of minutes. It's Until Dawn. It's a horror game, and that's your cup of tea, right?
I know. I'm shit scared of Until Dawn, and I'm looking at you,
Me
and I'm
too.
thinking, you look. And you know what? It's one of those times when we say, ladies first. After you, Anna.
Okay, yeah, please.
Why?
By the way, in German, it's called Ich habe eine scheiß Angst. I think we can say it. So,
Oh, guys,
No.
really?
On after you.
Really?
we're entering.
No!
We're entering a world of horror.
No!
And of course, I have to ask: are you a horror buff yourself?
I enjoyed Heavy Rain and Beyond
Okay,
Two
yeah.
Souls, so I'm really looking
yeah.
forward to this game because those, you know, they're. I like the sort of dramatic aspect to it, and the fact that the interface was fairly easy and clean.
Yeah.
And, the storytelling, I think, in both those games was great. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this a lot.
But of course, it's very much based on quick time events and quick reactions, and it's very unusual for a horror game, right? Is that some kind of a risky approach?
Well,
Let's
we're gonna see.
Yeah, we have to.
Who knows might come out of the shadows to kill us, which would be absolutely terrible. You know, it's good that the developers really, you know, taking a few risks with this game and experimenting with different things, and you know, the thing with the various forks in the story, the decisions that you make impacting the outcome. I think it's going to be really cool. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, we've played it already, and I have to say, the faces look amazing. Like really realistic. You can see it there in the background.
in the background.
It really is amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Some of the stuff that's been done, and you know, really making some of the. No, Anna goes first. I'm
I
afraid.
don't, I don't know if I want to go
What's
there.
the worst that could happen?
An English
Oh my
gentleman.
God.
Oh my word!
Hello.
What's happening in here?
Oh God, no.
And now maybe you see why this is by far my favorite booth. It's great. It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's like my dream playroom as a kid, and as an adult still.
I don't feel too well in
I'm
here.
getting a bad feeling about this.
But it's
Right?
It's a lot of lovely details. I mean,
Yeah, right.
You see bloody hands here and dead birds and maybe a dead person somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
I heard actually there are a couple of scary treats installed in this
dear.
book.
Really?
I heard about.
Shall we leave them?
I think
please?
we should. I think we
Yeah.
gentlemen first on this occasion.
We don't want to spoil the surprise, but
Run!
I heard there are some jump scares installed
I
in this
reckon-
booth.
Hey, buddy, anybody else alive in there? Friendly's coming in!
Watch his step in there. Bucket's hanging by a thread.
Whoa, hold fire! Friendly!
So Jim, here we got another little title. It's called Call of Duty. I think it's.
I never heard of that one.
I think it's kind of popular. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously. Can you talk about the relationship between Sony and Activision? What's going on?
Yeah, well, we started to partner in a serious manner with Activision with Destiny, obviously, last year, where you know, all sorts of good stuff happening. And it worked so well that we have the opportunity to do it again with Call of Duty. And we're really excited about it, you know, having all manner of stuff that is exclusive to PlayStation at launch is really exciting, and we can't wait for the game to come. It's going to be great.
So actually, Uncharted is like my favorite game series for the PS4.
Yeah, Wolf told me your secret. I hear you're in love with Nathan Drake.
Oh, is that true? I didn't know.
I did know.
What?
Everybody knows.
So I'm really excited that you can play the whole collection right here. And there was a question from Michael Peters, a viewer of ours, who was gonna ask, will there be more remastered editions for PS4? Not just Uncharted, but other games?
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. And, you know, all the time we're looking at our great library. 20 years, you know, we're now 20 years old, and we have some great games over the various generations, and you know, looking at what might make sense to transition from PS3 to PS4, because we know that there are many PS4 owners, you know, who either have never played games before, or used to have an Xbox, or used to have a Nintendo, who haven't had the chance to play something like the Uncharted trilogy. So, you know, to bring this sort of game, and I think it has to be a great game. It has to be a great game if you're going to go to the trouble of doing this remastering. It makes a lot of sense. And so, you know, I think, I can't talk specifically, but I think it's it's very likely that there'll be more of this sort of thing.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay. But we're not done with Uncharted, of course, because we got another title in the Uncharted series.
So did you bring the popcorn?
Oh no, shit. I forgot
you bring the
popcorn.
We forgot the popcorn.
Oh no.
Come on, little brother. We got a treasure to find.
Hang on, Nathan! Got this, I got this! I don't got this!
So this is actually the game I'm really looking forward to. It's Uncharted 4.
How long you think before
And
Rafe
the
gets
big
here?
question is,
Let's not
do
stick
you
around and
know
find out.
if that's really Nathan Drake's end? Like it's Thieves'
Come on, down here,
end?
Nate.
So will there be more games with Nathan Drake? Do you know that yet?
Well, you know, that's another one of those questions that if I told you the answer to, nobody would ever see you again. And I really don't want that to happen. But doesn't the game look great? Eh? Look at the graphics. Look at the way he's moving there. It's just fantastic.
I know it has always been a thrill ride playing Uncharted, so there will be a lot of action, I guess, as well.
Yeah, of course there'll be a lot of action, but you know, one of the great things about this series of games is also the storytelling and the characters develop. And I think you're going to see all of that you've seen in the past and some more this time around.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the relationship to Naughty Dog who developed these games?
Well, Naughty Dog are part of the Sony family of developers. They're part of Worldwide Studios. But you know, again, as with Media Molecule, we realised it's really important to allow these great developers a lot of independence of spirit to be able to go and create great games without too much in the way of direction or, as I said earlier, prescriptive behaviour. So very important to let creative geniuses just get on with it.
Yeah, they have been doing a lot of games for you guys. I remember playing Crash Bandicoot when I was like 10 years old, so there's a lot of history with you, right?
Yeah, I remember playing Crash Bandicoot when I was 40 years old.
Oh my god!
No, we all feel all great. But one last thing, you are an important man, obviously, so can you please make the Uncharted movie happen already?
Right.
What is going on there?
Yeah, well,
come on.
The movie business often makes the video game business seem really simple and straightforward. And ours isn't all that simple or all that straightforward. So, but there's got to be, when you look at the character here, the characters, and like I said earlier, the storytelling and the action, that has to be the basis of, at least a potential movie there, doesn't it? Indeed.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
All
guys,
right.
let's move on?
Yeah, we should move on.
Okay, great.
TIE fighter incoming! Locker down! Coming!
Hang in there, help is on the way.
Almost there. Yes! Walker down! Now.
I feel like it's watching us.
I know, it's weird.
Has a big eye. It's
pretty weird.
It's kind of scary. We're here at the Star Wars Battlefront booth, and I guess Star Wars Battlefront is going to be one of the biggest titles for the holiday season this year. Can you tell us about something about the commitment of Sony PlayStation with the Star Wars Battlefront?
Yes. Well, this year is obviously Star Wars year.
Yeah.
We have the movie coming just before Christmas. I think everybody's looking forward to that a lot. But the game is really exciting. I visited DICE, the developer, in Stockholm, I think back in March, and the game looked really good then. But when I saw it at E3 last month, I was amazed at the progress that had been made. The gameplay had come on a huge amount. Graphics are fantastic. It was looking really good. This game is going to be enormous.
You know what I'm thinking right now? Is there any way you can make it possible to have this thing for our studio?
Since you paid all that stuff.
Come on, you can do it.
The three of us could just get in that thing and just fly off.
Oh yeah. We should
Can
try.
we please somehow get in
Where's
this
the
thing?
entrance?
Anyone? No, obviously not. Okay, then let's move on, huh?
Yeah, we should
Shall
move
we?
on.
All right,
That's
okay.
it. Okay.
I really want this.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So this was our little booth tour for Gamescom 2015. I hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it as well.
I did.
That's great to hear. There's one last question I have. What is the game you're looking forward to most?
Well, you know, that's a question I get asked an awful lot.
Right.
I'd have to say it's a question that I'm sure a lot of your viewers are asking about, and it's actually The Last Guardian. You know, not least because it's been so long, but also, you know, for me, the first two games by the developer, Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, for me, they brought emotion into video gaming in a way that no other games before or since ever had. So, you know, can't wait for The Last Guardian. Really looking forward to that one. It's going to be great. Huh?
I know.
Okay, thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. Had a real good laugh.
Thank you. We've seen so much about all the titles we've seen.
I'm not going to kiss.
Until Dawn and Uncharted and all the other games.
Great.
Thanks, Jim. Great.
Bye.
Bye. And actually, that's a wrap. That was Jim Ryan.
Really nice guy.
Very funny guy, very funny. And now it's time for us to say goodbye.
Yeah, but come visit us at Sony booth at Gamescom 2015. We got a lot of games, as you saw, like Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Guitar Hero, Disney Infinity, Destiny the Taken King, Uncharted, Uncharted 4, the Drake Collection, everything, Battlefront, everything. Just come here and visit us.
And if you can't visit us, then please watch our live stream. We're streaming live every day.
From 4 to 7 p.m. at youtube.de/PlayStation.de.
And now we're gonna have a drink, play some games, and have another drink.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Bye guys.
See you.
This is for the players.